Welcome back. We were looking at drill through in the previous video. Now I want to look at drill through pages. What drill through pages are is you can right click a particular data point and it will offer to navigate you to another page, and that other page will focus in on that entity that you asked to drill through on. So let me show you how this can work. If I went to the on order drill page, for example, and what you'll notice here on the visualizations pane is the add drill through fields here. I'm going to go and add country from my suppliers table and drop that into my drill through fields. Here I can drill through to a specific country, but I'm just going to actually collapse this card. And now what I want to do is I actually want to go to, and you'll notice up here actually, if I just move this text box over, you'll notice there's now a back button. Okay, so how does this work? I want to go to the in-stock drill. So I go to in-stock. I think, right, we've got 665 units in stock from the USA, but how much have we got on order? And notice when I rest on the bar in the little black text box that appears, or tooltip, it says right-click to drill through. So I right-click and then I get the option to drill through, and I can drill through to the page on order drill. And when I go to on order drill, what this has done is this has narrowed it down to the USA. I can then go back, but I have to hold the control key and click the button to go back to the previous page. If I look at Sweden, I can see there's 369 units in stock, but I wonder what's been on order. So I right click and I drill through to the on order page or drill, and this has then narrowed it down to the products. There's 5 of them that are on order for Sweden. So it's very handy, and then control click to go back to the original page. Let's have a look at creating some more drill through fields. I'm going to start by going to the net and freight movement page. And what I want to do here is in my date table, grab year and add it as a drill through field. And there's my back button. Let me just move my text box over so I can clearly see it. Now I'm going to go to the net and freight year to date page, and I'm going to add year as a drill through, and again move the text box over a little bit. Okay, I also want to go to my cumulative page, so I'm going to go to net and freight cumulative, add year as a drill through, and move the text box over to see the button. So I've done my movement, I've done my cumulative, I've done my year to date, and the last one is just net and freight and add year as a drill through field and move the text box. Okay, so from any particular page, if I, for example, wanted to focus in on 2019, I could right-click 2019. I could drill through to any of the pages I want to look at, which will also focus in on 2019. So if I want to see movement for 2019, I go to the net freight movement, and this is 2019. If I then hold the control key and click the back button, I'll go back. Now what you may want to do is actually make things a little bit more interesting by not using the standard back button, but in fact using your own image. So what I might do is actually use an image I've created. I'll start by going to my net and freight cumulative page. I'm going to start by deleting the back button. Just click it and press the delete key. And then instead I'm going to go to insert in the ribbon and choose the option image. Now in my collection of files that I would have given you is the back button. It's a JPEG, so I go open to that, and here it is here. I'm just going to resize it so it's not so large, not so wide. In fact, move it. Oops. So it's a little bit easier to work with. And so just be happy with its height, its width. And I'm happy with that, and then position it there and move the text box over. Okay, then what I do is I click on the particular button, and what I'm going to do is go to my visualizations pane or my format pane, and I'm going to go to image, and I'm going to turn action on, and in my collection of actions I can actually hit the drop down here button, so it stays as a back button. And so that action's applied already to that button. And so if I went to net and freight and I right clicked a particular year and I wanted to drill through to cumulative, net and freight cumulative, there's my button, and I can just control click it and it will take me back to where I came from. I could actually go to net and freight and actually right click this button, or just click it and control C to copy it, go back to net and freight, select this button, delete it, and paste my button in. Control V, and then just move things to get them fitting succinctly. And just check that it has got the image action on, so it's carried that through. I can then go to here, move that over, or just delete that. Click here, Control V to paste, and move the text box over. Go to here, move the text box over, delete that first, paste, Control V, and move the text box over. So it means from any page, if I now right click and drill through to a particular page, I can hold the control key and go back. If I right click and drill through to a different page, I can right click and go back. So you do have these buttons, which are stock standard back buttons, left arrow, right, back buttons, help buttons, things like that. But you can actually insert your own images, and then using the visualizations pane, you can add actions to those images. Let me just click this. And the actions include things like going back, or going to a certain page, or going to a certain web address, or clearing all slices, or applying all slices. So there's a number of options, and then we're gonna check out bookmark, etc. shortly. Hi there, welcome back. My name's Kathy Barker, and we're looking at creating reports and visualizations in Power BI. I hope you're liking these videos. Please like or subscribe just to let us know that we're on the right track and creating content that's of value. What I'd like to show you now is how to create a drill through button. We've looked at how you can right click and drill through to various pages and see specific information, but we want to create a nice button to facilitate drill through. To demonstrate this, I'm going to take you to the particular sheet called In Stock Drill. And what I want to do is create a little button in this area here. So I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to go to Buttons, and I'm going to ask for a blank button. I now see it in the top left corner of my report canvas. So I'm going to drag this down to here and just give it a little bit of a stretch, and I've created a blank button. Now I'm going to go to the Format and to Action and turn on the action. If I then hit the chevron to open up the actions, I don't want to go back, I actually want to drill through, and so there's the drill through option there. It appears because this is a drill through page that we set up in one of the earlier videos, so you may have to go back a video or two to suss out that. But I'm going to go drill through. Then it says, where do you want to drill through to? And I want to drill through to the on order drill page. So that's my action. Now I want to add some text to this button. So I'm going to open up the style chevron, and I'm going to turn on the text, and in here I can type some text. So I'm going to type see details. You could put click to see details, but you basically type whatever you want. Now if I click away from that button, you can see it says see details. Now what happens when you rest on the button? Well, what happens is you get what we call a tooltip. So when I rest on the button, because I have no particular country chosen, it says drill through to the on order drill, select a single point from the country. Now as soon as I select, say, USA, then it lights up, because now it says I can control click to drill through to the on order drill page. So I control click it and I go through to the on order, and I'm just seeing the products that are on order with regards to the USA. And if I control click this button, I'll go back. So we've created a button that is a drill through button. Now if you wanted to, you could click on this particular button and we could actually customize the tooltip. If you go to Action, there's the tooltip option there, which I can expand, and if the button is enabled, I could actually say, look, hold control, let me move my mouse out of the way, hold Control and click to view units on order for the selected country. Now make it country capital C. If it's not enabled, then I can just say, please click a country on the chart to see what units are on order. All right, so when I click away from that and I rest on it, here's my tooltip. Please click a country on, now I've made a mistake, so I'm just going to click on that, go to action, go to tooltip. Please click on the. All right, let's try that again. I rest on it. Please click a country on the chart to see what units are on order. So I click Sweden. Now I rest on it. It says hold the Control key and click to view the units on order for the selected country. It doesn't say Sweden, but it says for the selected country. So now I'm seeing the products on order for Sweden and the total value of items on order for the various years. Okay, so I'm going to go back now. So that's a drill through button that we've created here, and we've customized the tooltip for that button. But sometimes I want a tooltip that really is conditional and actually says, you know, when I click a country, it says to me when I rest on it, hold the Control key to view the units on order for Sweden. So it picks up what I've got selected. Now we can do this. We can create tooltip text that's conditional. We're going to use DAX to do this, and we're going to use a function called selected value. So to do this, I'm going to go to the button that we have in question. I'm going to go to the fields pane and right click fact orders, and I'm going to create a new measure. And the code that I want to type is this. All right, so with our code in place, string for button, now what I want to do is I actually want to click the button on my report canvas and make sure you've got that clicked. Now what I want to do is click on the button, go to my style where I see my text. If there's any text in there, delete it. Instead, I'm going to click the conditional formatting button. What field should we base this on? I'm going to hit the drop down. We applied the measure to, if I look in here, we applied it to fact orders. Fact orders, if I scroll down, has got string for button. That was our measure. And if I click OK, then I can see details. Now, if I click on a country like Germany, it says see details for Germany. If I click on Sweden, it says see details for Sweden. If I have nobody selected, it just says see details. So we could, in fact, go to that measure. Let's go to string for button. And I could say, instead of see details, click a country and click to see details. Oops, double quote. Let's edit that. Enter. So then I would just simply resize the button to accommodate the fact that I've written a lot more. Click a country and click to see details. So click a country, then it says see details for Norway, and I just click that button. Oh, hold the Control key and click that button. So it takes me to the page and shows me the products on order for the country Norway. So you can create, and I'll just Control click, you can create conditional text for a drill through button. See you in the next video. Now practice what you've learnt, absorb what we've covered, and I'll see you in the next video.